Hey, how you guys doing? I did a video not that long ago about the issue I was having with my 2018 3791 RD. The living room air conditioner was seeping cold air through the ceiling. And I did a video on it, explained the process of what I had to do to figure out where it was coming from and to get it fixed and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and show you the finished product. So, right here, that section there we had to take out. So the fan's on high right now, and you can see, I mean, it's not too terribly loud. It's, a little bit louder. Put this vent in the center just to get all that cold air to, just blow right down. It's got a little, shut valve there. So I still get, air coming through these vents nicely and whatnot. So then we, got rid of that couch a while ago. Put in this little ottoman so that way my little music studio type deal, do a little bit of recording and that kind of mess. So I got all that stuff there. A while back we cut all this out and added this shelf here, a couple shelves on the bottom. My wife's doing her crafts now, so you can't see much of that. And then put a shelf in on the top, and then the sound bar went up here. I took that sound bar out. We put a Bose system in, so I gotta do something, make another little shelf in there and cover up them wires that are coming through. And then put a new couch in right over on this side. And during that video, I was talking about that I was gonna put in a dishwasher in the slide out. So I'll show you that. Okay, so there you can see we took out the oven and then put in the drawer style dishwasher. And I'm going to put a shelf or another drawer in here, and hopefully I can do the front of the drawer good enough to try to match this, so that way it'll look the same up in this area here. But that's in our slide, with the refrigerator and whatnot where the oven used to be. And then we went ahead and got an induction cooktop, 4-burner induction cooktop. So you see we got the 4 burners, and that's the name of it, Imparva or whatever it is, I don't know. But so we put that in, and that fit pretty nice. I had to cut, the back just a few inches to get that to fit. And then this side here was a little bit off. You can see that line there. So I took a piece that I cut from the back, cut it down, and then epoxied it in this section here. You can see the line, but we didn't, I didn't have anything to kind of try to match these up. So, but anyways, I mean, it looks good enough. But this is a 240 volt cooktop. And yesterday I was had 3 burners on the cooktop going. We had the air conditioner in the bedroom, the fan on high, the TV going, the stereo system going for the TV, the air conditioner in the living room, was going and on high, coffee pot plugged in. My wife's craft over in that area there, she had, cups turning, that kind of stuff. And we didn't blow any fuses or, circuit breakers or anything like that. So all of that worked out fairly well. So again, that's the, just standing from the kitchen. So you see that vent, see the vent right up in there. But, and then, once we get the drawer in there, that'll kind of be all finished off. And then we wound up replacing the microwave. We went with the Whirlpool Wi-Fi microwave convection oven. And the other one that came with the camper, of course, blew up. So now we'll go outside. I'll go over to that slide and show you what I did, get that dishwasher to go in there. And I mean, it was fairly easy, to be honest with you. So let me flip this camera around. I'll show you what I did. All right, so here we're at that slide, so of course we took the oven out. We took the range hood out, right? So right in here, you got this rubber gas line here. And as it went up in here, you had 2 gas lines going up, one for the range, one for the oven. So when I pulled them out, I already had 2 holes, right? So I have a hot water line here going through one of the holes. This cord right here is my new 120 15 amp breaker for the dishwasher. Has thick cord here. That's the new 240 volt for the cooktop. I used a braided water line. Couldn't find a 3-inch, so I put a loop in it, zip tied it all. So when I did this, then my next problem was I was like, well, I don't have any holes for this drain. But you can see, I mean, that drain is fairly small, and so I wound up drilling another hole up in here, and real close to all this other good stuff, and run that down, and then I just tied that in for the time being. See there, that kitchen drain? I just tied that right into there, so that way, basically you gotta have full hookups. You know what I'm saying? If you're using that dishwasher, and if you're out boondocking, well, you don't want to use that dishwasher anyways, right? You're gonna use a little tub with a little bit of water. Then we wound up taking that cold water line that was for the ice maker. I put a T in it, and then ran some more PEX, and then we went underneath the camper with it, and so that way we'd have a water spigot on the door side. So that way, you're out at the beach or whatnot, you want to rinse your feet off. You ain't got to come over in a bunch of sand to rinse your feet to get sandy to go back in the house, right? So, but you can see here, this is the void, on the side. See, you got your water heater and whatnot right there, right? So this void here, that's just an open void. They put this little cover on it right here. But you can see right there, they ran all the electrical lines and everything through there anyways, right? So I just put in PEX and added that hot water line right there. Ran my 240 volt, my new 120 volt cord right through there. Come up here, zip tied it all on. I closed up the slide, nothing hits, nothing rubs. Now again, I'm gonna take this off, and cut them zip ties and get this out of here, and then get a little less tension on these springs here. But worst case scenario, if it's a little too heavy or whatever, and I close up that slide and I got a little droop in it, I'll just go pick me up another spring. You know what I'm saying, to tighten this stuff up, kind of separate it, have 3 springs and only have a couple items on each spring. So now we capped off that gas line. You can see it right there, right there, capped that gas line off in that. And that was a pretty simple deal, and then once I whoops, sorry about that. Once I took this rubber piece off right here, found the hose, and then you can see I resealed this entire area up, big old goop of silicone like they used, to begin with. So I mean, all that is solid, and this is, protecting that, from getting scuffed up. If it hits this or rubs the wrong way, that kind of, this little piece of rubber here helps protect that stuff. So, and as far as that water line goes on the, on the other side, the door side of the camper, it was just more of convenience, and I had the extra PEX in that. I was like, well, might as well go ahead and put one in. So I'll show you that real quick. So here you can see I just, have that PEX, going around, got it all tied up and everything, screwed up to the frame. And then the on and off valve I got screwed up, right up into that area. And the valve, you can see it's not even halfway of that frame, so I'm not worried about hitting it on nothing. So, just to recap, we did that dishwasher, 240 volt cooktop, and, ran that little extra water line in that. We did, in the cubby hole here, I obviously put in a sub panel, so I have another breaker, 15 amp breaker that goes to that dishwasher, and then that's where my 30 amp is for the cooktop is in there as well. And so yeah, if anybody has any questions or anything like that on how I did it or whatever, just go ahead and message comment on here, and I'll get back to you and kind of show you what I did. All right, thanks guys.